Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sunday service. This week, I'm delivering Sunday service from Flag, which is pretty amazing. I will talk to you guys about how things are down here in a moment. But I'm going to play first the Spread the Smile video. And I need some feedback from you if you guys will be able to hear the sound, because this is the first time I have to use like headphones while I'm delivering Sunday service. And I don't know if you'll be able to hear the sound. So I'm going to play it and let's see. Here we go.
It's not sounding great.
Can you hear?
I cannot hear it.
Can you hear anything?
No.
Okay. All right. Let's see. No sound.
No.
Hold on.
I mean, you're crackling when you speak. Nothing. Can't hear anything.
Let me see. Can you guys see me?
Yes.
Good. And can you guys hear me clearly?
No.
Not clearly. Okay. We will fix that right now. Hold on. I have to go and make a phone call to the number that I gave you guys earlier, and I'll connect from the phone instead of here. Pause the recording. Good. Okay, fantastic. So welcome to Sunday service, everybody. We're gonna do this Sunday service a little different. So instead of you listening to the smile video, you're gonna get a big smile from me, all right? Big one, all right? So that's instead of the smile video. Okay, good. And usually I have you guys listen to the creed of the Church of Scientology. That's the usual thing we do. So what we're going to do is I am going to read the creed instead of playing it on a video, okay? So here we go. We of the church believe that all men of whatever race, color, or creed were created with equal rights, that all men have inalienable rights to their own religious practices and their performance, that all men have inalienable rights to their own lives, that all men have inalienable rights to their sanity, that all men have inalienable rights to their own defense, that all men have inalienable rights to conceive, choose, assist, or support their own organizations, churches, and governments, that all men have inalienable rights to think freely, to talk freely, to write freely their own opinions, and to counter or utter or write upon the opinions of others, that all men have inalienable rights to the creation of their own kind, that the souls of men have the rights of men, that the study of the mind and the healing of mentally caused ills should not be alienated from religion or condone in non-religious fields, and that no agency less than God has the power to suspend or set aside these rights overtly or covertly. And we of the church believe that man is basically good, that he is seeking to survive, that his survival depends upon himself and upon his fellows, and his attainment of brotherhood with the universe. And we of the church believe that the laws of God forbid man to destroy his own kind, to destroy the sanity of another, to destroy or enslave another's soul, to destroy or reduce the survival of one's companions or one's group. And we of the church believe that the spirit can be saved, and that the spirit alone may save or heal the body. So thank you guys for joining me today for Sunday service. And the sermon we are going to talk about today has to do with certainty. So that's what I am going to talk to you guys about. I'm going to find it in just a second. As I told you guys, I'm at FLAG. Tim McClellan, who is here with us this morning, he is also here at FLAG. And it's pretty amazing. And I think we have some good stuff to tell you from our experiences here for the past a couple of days that we're here. So here we go. The sermon today is entitled Certainty. Under Scientology, we group those things of which we can be certain, and only those things of which we can be certain. Knowledge itself is certainty. Knowledge is not data. Knowingness means the capability to know and to ascertain within oneself truth. And knowingness itself is certainty. Sanity is certainty, providing only that certainty does not fall beyond the conviction of another when he views it. To obtain a certainty, one must be able to observe. But what is the level of certainty we require? And what is the level of observation we require for a certainty or knowledge to exist? If a man can stand before a tree and by sight, touch, or other perception know that he's confronting a tree and be able to perceive its form and be quite sure he's confronting a tree, we have the level of certainty we require. If the man will not look at the tree, or although it is observably a tree to others, if he discovers it to be a blade of grass or a sun, then he is below the level of certainty required and would not be able to grasp Scientology. Some other person, helpfully inclined, would have to direct his perception to the tree until the man perceived without duress that it was indeed a tree he confronted. That is the only level of certainty we require in order to qualify knowledge. For knowledge is observation and is given to those who would look. Things about which there is observational difficulty, such as mirror mazes, items hidden in smoke, objects guessed at in the dark are outside the boundaries of Scientology. In order to obtain knowledge and certainty, it is necessary to be able to observe, in fact, 3 universes in which there could be trees. The first of these is one's own universe. One should be able to create for his own observation in its total form, for total perception, a tree. The second universe would be the material universe, which is the universe of matter, energy, space, and time, which is the common meeting ground of all of us and what we call the MEST universe, from the initials of matter, energy, space, and time. The third universe is actually a class of universes, which could be called the other fellows universe, for he and all the class of other fellows have universes of their own. A complete clarity on all 3 universes would be well above any goal attempted even in Scientology, and it is not necessary that one be as certain as this of 3 universes before one can be certain of Scientology. For certainty of Scientology requires only the same order of certainty one would have to know he was confronting a physical universe tree. We have there then a parallel between certainty and sanity. The less certain the individual or any subject, the less sane he could be said to be upon that subject. The less certain he is of what he views in the material universe, what he views in his own or the other fellow's universe, the less sane he could be said to be. The road to sanity is demonstrably the road to increasing certainty. Starting at any level, it is only necessary to obtain a fair degree of certainty on the MEST universe to improve considerably one's beingness, a word which means one's own condition or state of being. Above that, one obtains some certainty of his own universe and some certainty of the other fellow's universe. Certainty, then, is clarity of observation. Of course, above this, vitally so, is certainty in creation. Here is the artist, here is the master, here is the very great spirit. As one advances, he discovers that what he first perceived as a certainty can be considerably improved. Thus, we have certainty as a gradient scale. It is not an absolute, but it is defined as the certainty that one perceives or the certainty that one creates what one perceives or the certainty that there is perception. Sanity and perception, certainty and perception, knowledge and observation are then all of a kind, and amongst them we have sanity. What will Scientology do? It has already been observed that many who are not that doubtful think, the qualified observer, that people who have traveled a road towards certainty improve in the many ways people consider it desirable to improve. The road into uncertainty is the road towards psychosomatic illness, doubts, anxieties, fears, worries, and vanishing awareness. As awareness is decreased, so does certainty decrease. And the end of this road is a nothingness, which is total effect. Simplicity, it would be suspected, would be the keynote of any process, any communication system, which would deliver into a person's hands the command of his own beingness. The simplicity consists of the observation of three universes. The first step is the observation of one's own universe and what has taken place in that universe in the past. The second step would be the observation of the material universe and direct consultation with it to discover its forms, depths, emptinesses, and solidities. The third step would be the observation of other people's universes or their observation of the mass universe, for there are a multitude of viewpoints of these three universes. Where observation of one of these three is suppressed, hidden, denied, the individual is unable to mount beyond a certain point into certainty. Here we have a triangle where these three universes are interactive to the degree that one raises all three by raising one. But one can raise two only so far before it is restrained by the uncertainty of the third. Thus, any point on this triangle is capable of suppressing the other 2 points, and any point of this triangle is capable of raising the other 2 points. Certainty is a wonderful thing. Bringing people into higher levels of certainty brings them into higher levels of communication. Communication not only with their own bodies, but with others and with the material universe. And as one raises that level of awareness, one raises also the ability to be, to do, to live. Learn more about Scientology's basic principles by reading L. Ron Hubbard's book, Scientology: Fundamentals of Thought. This book contains more than theories. It addresses how life works and why giving knowledge you can use. So, pretty amazing, right? 3 universes of certainty, and how that gives you a greater certainty about things. But I would like, in addition to that, to read you guys one brief paragraph from this. It's the first American ACC, and I would like to read you this single brief paragraph. LRH says, the curse of this world is not actually its atom bomb, although that is bad enough. The curse of this world is the irresponsibility of those who, seeking to study but one universe, the physical universe, try to depress all beings down to the low order of mechanically motivated, undreaming, unaesthetic things. Science as a word has been disgraced, and the word science means truth, and truth means light. A continual fixation and dependence upon only one universe while ignoring the other 2 universes leads to darkness, despair, to nothingness. There is nothing wrong with the physical universe. One should not cease to observe the physical universe, but one certainly should not concentrate upon it so that he can agree with it and its laws only. He has laws of his own. It is better, far better for the individual to concentrate upon his own universe than to concentrate upon the mass universe. But this in itself is not the final answer. A balance is achieved in the three universe and certainty upon those universes. You see, when I read this, what I realized is that the more our world becomes materialistic, the more our world, the more the people are just concentrating only on the mass universe and become so automatic and so mechanistic, people are losing their own free will because they are forgetting and not paying attention to their own universe, their own free will, their own observations, and they solely and only accept whatever happens in the mass universe. And then they ignore to look at the universe of others, of the fellows universe, so that they can understand their fellow. So what ends up happening then, you have all this triangle where you have the three corners, your own universe, the mass universe, the other fellows universe, all are collapsing to one single point, to a singularity, which creates then nothingness. It creates uncertainty. And only if we did start it from our own universe and observed it, and we looked at what is really real to us, what is true to us, observed then the mass universe, observe the other fellows universe, then we can increase our certainty and awareness, and then our sanity. So that's basically, from my side, the summation of this concept that LRH is talking about here. I'd love to hear your viewpoints, guys. Anyone who would like to say something, please feel free to. Hey, Keith.
I mean, hey, buddy, it's important to keep our own, our own reality on things. There's a lot of stuff being fed to us, and we have to really stand up for what we feel is right and what we should be doing. Like even simple things like being on call studying when so many other things come in and say, no, this is more important, or this is important, or, don't waste, don't spend your time on that. You have to do this. Well, you have to stand firm to what you feel is the thing that's important. So that's from your own reality. So that's something that I got from it.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We have someone from 516 area code, and then we have Tim, who is on 516-987-7045. Who's that number? You have to unmute. I cannot unmute you. I can only ask you to unmute. All right. Tim, anything from you? All right, I don't know.
There's a button.
Hey.
Now, I'd like to add what Keith's saying, what's going on in this physical universe right now. Everybody's trying to get us to change our own certainty, but we know what is certain is true to us. And it's very important to keep it all in the teachings that we're learning, and apply all the data that we're learning and stick to it to keep the sanity in our universe. So yes.
Awesome. Thank you, Tim. So as I said before, Tim and I are down here at FLAG, I arrived yesterday. Tim arrived on Friday evening. And I had the realization yesterday when I arrived. And my realization was that if the entire planet for 2 weeks did exactly what they are doing right now at Flag, and I know maybe I'm asking for something unrealistic right now, but I'm saying if that's happened, if for 2 weeks everybody on the planet did what we are doing here at Flag right now, we would eradicate, oh my goodness, I think we would eradicate most likely all diseases that exist in the planet. And I'll tell you why. And I mean it. I'll tell you why I mean it. I'll tell you why I mean it. I mean it because, first of all, when it comes to the physical body, the degree of sanitization and cleanliness and the rules that are being followed here during this quarantine period are unparalleled to anything I have seen ever in my life, and I would say similar, if not even more strict than when I worked to a cardiac and respiratory ICUs, either in my PT studies or in my medical training. I have not seen anything like this. It's unbelievable the degree of protection and sanitization there is to take care of the physical bodies. But also, just imagine the whole planet for a period of 2 weeks, we're studying LRH's work, LRH's materials. Oh my God, do you imagine? Even if everybody on the planet just did one course over a 2-week period, what the effect would be in the entire planet. Oh my goodness. I think it would have been absolutely amazing. Awesome. So,
That's true.
Yeah. Keith, come down here, man. Come down here. Let's have some fun together.
I'd love to.
In quarantine.
That's amazing. What are you're doing a refresher?
Yeah, doing a refresher.
Nice, man.
And Tim too. Yeah. So we're going to be for 7 days in quarantine.
Tim also.
And then we're going to be in. We're going to start, and I'll show you. This is my today's result, which I tested negative for antibodies of coronavirus, and this is amazing. I thought for a moment, I spoke to the nurse who did the testing for me this morning. I thought for a moment that because you test 2 different antibodies, you test for IgM and IgG, and he brought 2 discs, and I thought maybe one of the 2 is IgM and the other one is IgG. Guess what? No. Each disc was for IgM and IgG, and they are doing the test twice. You know why? They want to completely eliminate the slightest possibility for a false negative test. I mean, guys, what can I tell you? The precautions here, everything that takes place. I mean, the staff are in hazmat suits and they're cleaning everything, and they're cleaning utilizing safe products, hydrogen peroxide, like harmless things that have a tremendous effect, antiviral effect, and it's an antibacterial effect for that matter. It's unbelievable. So I'm very happy.
I recognize there's a lot of cleaning being done. Is that for the chance that someone's gotten in that has the virus? Like if I see a lot of placing, a lot of cleaning. Heck, I went to Panera Bread, and as I'm walking in, there's somebody scrubbing the door, And then as I pass by, I see them washing the floor, and the whole place smells like a hospital. I mean, it's really clean, which I think is cool. The cleanliness has really come way up. But as far as flag goes, is that, you think, because in case one person has gotten in that has the virus, at least if they touch a surface, it's going to be clean?
So here is the thing, right? And I'm going to speak only about physical body, right? Physical body, nothing but physical body. So, you know, for someone to be infected with the virus, they have to get inside their respiratory mucosa, they have to get a certain degree of viral load. It does not mean also that, let's say, you and I get exposed to the same exact amount of viral load. It does not mean that both of us will get sick. Maybe one of the two of us will get sick with that amount of viral load and somebody else will not get sick. It depends on the immune response. Because if you get a little bit of virus into your body, the immune system is capable in killing it. It is an excess amount of viral load that is not going to be able to kill the virus, okay? So because now in the society, there are only a small percentage of people having antibodies, and there is no vaccine for someone to be able to get artificial, let's say, antibodies inside them, or stimulate an antibody response. For that reason, there is no herd immunity, what is called herd immunity in society. So until that, you know, an effective vaccine is created, there will have more precautions. Once there is a good vaccine out there and you get to immunize the vast majority of people, and you have about 60–70% of the population with antibodies of the virus, then these precautions are going to go away. You're not going to need them. And again, I'm talking only about physical body. I'm not trying to figure out the why, the how all this was created and this and that. I'm not looking at that. I'm just looking strictly at physical body and what science says about that. That's all. So
interesting.
Here at Flag, look, I'm going to give you this, Keith. Just imagine that we had one incident, let's say, of a Sea Org member getting sick. What would happen PR-wise in the media? You know what would happen. So right now, so many Sea Org members, they haven't had not even one person sick. I mean, this is absolutely unfathomable what happens. But it happens because they follow these measures and everything. Yeah.
Interesting.
So,
thanks for your perspective. That's really cool.
All right. Thank you, Keith. All right, guys. Before I close today, I'm going to read to you this because I usually play it. I haven't read it for a while, so I'm going to read this today to you. Personal integrity. What is true for you is what you have observed yourself. And when you lose that, you have lost everything. What is personal integrity? Personal integrity is knowing what you know. What you know is what you know. And to have the courage to know and say what you have observed. And that is integrity. And there is no other integrity. Of course, we can talk about honor, truth, and all these things, these esoteric terms. But I think that all be covered very well if what we really observed was what we observed. That we took care to observe what we were observing. That we always observed to observe. And not necessarily maintaining a skeptical attitude, a critical attitude, or an open mind, but certainly maintaining sufficient personal integrity and sufficient personal belief and confidence in self and courage that we can observe what we observe and say what we have observed. Nothing in Dianetics and Scientology is true for you unless you have observed it. And it is true according to your observation. That is all. L. Ron Hubbard. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. for
So
sharing
cool, man.
today's
Yep.
understanding
Well
with
done,
me.
Dimi.
And see you guys.
Thank you
next
for
week,
being there and
okay?
doing this, brother.
Have an awesome week. All right. Bye.
Definitely.
Bye,
That
guys.
was awesome. Bye, Demi.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.